using a test group.
That's fine. But what we get about that is usually mixed with a lot of bullshit.
Well, that's why you don't read pop science crap and you go and you find.
But there's see again, there's no definite place that's completely free from that type of bullshit.
You can find the studies and look at the data they collected rather than...
But unless you're a doctor, you can't fully understand it.
You can understand a
portion of it. Well, a lot of it is not all of it. Not fully understanding it. Unless you're a doctor, most of that stuff is not made for an average person. Now, maybe you're that rare exception to the rule.
I mean, I think they should teach kids to get educated.
That's stepping back into a whole other subject. We're just talking about science versus beliefs and what a fine line it is.
My point is, science,
you're right.
Belief in science is not belief in science.
For the basic concept of science should be exact. And there should be some definite proof of certain things.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. Science does not prove things 100%. Science is a method. Science is
you're saying there's nothing in science that actually proves physical things?
Never. Because there's nothing certain in science, and the scientific method is based on uncertainty.
That only strengthens every spiritual...
No, it doesn't, because some beliefs are explained more than others. So the difference is...
But if the scientific explain more than others, think about that. It's such a fine line. I mean, where does the line draw?
Simple.
You got what I'm saying?
I'll give you an example. You believe in magnetism because... If you understand the theory of magnetism, the theory of magnetism tells you that magnets connect, and they do. And it makes predictions. If the theory of magnetism is correct, then we can use magnets in this way and produce this result, and they do. But there's no way to test spiritual beliefs. They're just made up. Then what? Then prove that there is no invisible unicorn in this room.
I want to fuck you when you
prove that certain spiritual beliefs or certain ways of meditation and prayer.
So are there ways to test them and then?
Just like we're not going to limit it to spirituality or God or any specific religion. We're talking about metaphysical, spiritual, all these things that are not in the science.
Meditation isn't science, though.
Meditation is also prayer, so it's a fine line, again.
But you see, the reason, what we know about why meditation works, about alpha waves, and about the beneficial effects of meditation, we study scientifically.
Yes, absolutely.
If we didn't know that, we would probably know a little bit because we would just use our heads and say, you know, when I meditate, I feel this way.
The bottom line is, if you take the most vague science and the most specific spiritual or metaphysical belief.
Give me a very specific spiritual belief.
I don't want to. I really don't. I'd rather just say there are definitely more specific ones, and you're saying there are not vague scientific beliefs?
There's hypothesis.
The point is, you're
they're
saying
untested.
You wouldn't just say
and they're not
certain things that are just
science until
vague.
you test them.
You're saying there's nothing in science that's vague ever?
All science
Plain
is
and simple,
uncertain.
yes or no, are there things in science that are vague?
Things in science that are vague. There's
theories in science that are vague. Theories in science that are vague.
If they're vague, then they're not good science.
Yes or no?
So no.
No?
Because if they're vague and they don't explain much, then they're not science.
Yeah, but then where does the line draw? Where does it become clear enough? It's not definitive.
Message review.